Hola, buenas. My name is Carol. My husband's name is Juan, and our son's name is Angelo. We are a Filipino family from Singapore who moved to Spain last January 2026. We are here to answer some of your questions about our family's experiences before and after we arrive here in Spain. So let's get started. The first question is, what inspired you and your family to leave your home country and start a new life here in Spain? Last year, around May 2025, my husband and I were having some conversation about our future plans for our son, whether we will let him continue his education in Singapore or find another country where he can continue his higher education. We have narrated our story in our first YouTube video, so please check it out. The title of it is Family Life Before Applying for Spain's Non-Lucrative Visa from Singapore. Our move to Spain wasn't about leaving Singapore behind. In fact, I was fortunate to work for a company that valued and trusted me. When I submitted my resignation, our office director asked me several times if I was absolutely sure about my decision. And in the end, they wished me well and even told me that if things didn't work out, I could always come back. That made our decision even more emotional because we weren't leaving out of dissatisfaction. We were choosing what we believe was the best long-term path for our son's future and a life that would give our family a greater security, balance, and peace of mind. Question 2. Looking back, what has been the biggest surprise about living in Spain that you never expected? Well, the biggest surprise for us has been the kindness of the people that we have experienced during the first 2 weeks after arriving here in Spain. It was when our family experienced a medical emergency and complete strangers immediately came to help us. They helped us call an ambulance to rush my husband to the hospital, and the healthcare professionals treated my husband with incredible care and urgency. As newcomers who had barely arrived, we were deeply touched by the compassion we received, and the experience showed us that Spain isn't just a beautiful country. It's a place where people genuinely care for one another. Question 3. Can you share a moment when you realized Spain was starting to feel like home? Well, one of the things that surprised me after moving to Spain was how familiar it felt. As Filipinos, we share centuries of history with Spain, but I never fully appreciated that until we started living here. I began noticing how many Spanish words are still part of our everyday Tagalog vocabulary, from counting numbers, saying the months of the year, how we read the clock, the Christmas Eve meal we call Noche Buena, the New Year's Eve meal we call Medianoche, and some greetings like ¿Cómo está?, which sounds very similar to our Filipino greeting Kamusta, which also means how are you? Even the food felt familiar. Many traditional Spanish dishes, especially stews cooked with tomato sauce, reminded me of the meals I grew up eating in the Philippines. Although I am still learning Spanish, hearing familiar words and recognizing pieces of our shared culture made adapting much easier than I expected. And those little moments made me realize that Spanish wasn't completely unfamiliar after all. I've come to realize that home isn't just a place, it's the feeling of finding something familiar, even when you're far from where you started. And little by little, it began to feel like home. Question 4. If someone watching is thinking about moving to Spain but feels nervous, what would you say to encourage them? Well, I believe every big life changes begins with a single thought. At first, it's just an idea. Then, as you continue to learn and imagine the possibilities, that idea grows into a genuine desire. And once you've done your research, weighed the pros and cons, and you're convinced that moving to Spain will create a better future for you or your family, the most important step is to take an action. No one ever feels 100% ready at first. We certainly didn't. There will always be uncertainties, and you can't predict every challenge that lies ahead. But sometimes, the life you've been dreaming about only becomes possible when you have the courage to turn your thoughts into action. That's when dreams become your reality. Remember, there are people who are willing to help, and you just need to ask and seek for advice from the right professionals who are knowledgeable and are attentive to your situation and your family's needs. Question 5. In just one sentence, how would you describe your new life in Spain today? Our life in Spain has become simpler, more family-centered, and more sustainable. Not perfect, but filled with greater sense of peace and contentment every day. Question 6. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel, and what do you hope people will take away from your family's journey in Spain? When we were planning our move to Spain, we spent countless hours researching and also watching YouTube videos from people who had already gone through the process. Their experiences help us decide which part of Spain and what are the steps that we need to do to be able to start our planning journey. And those videos really help us a lot. But along the way, we also noticed that there were very few first-hand stories from families relocating with a teenage child. And that inspired us to start our own YouTube channel. Our goal isn't to tell people that moving to Spain is the right choice for everyone. Every family situation is different, and so we want to share our real experiences, the success, the challenges, and the lessons we've learned, so other families can make informed decisions based on our first-hand insights. And if our journey helps even one family feel more prepared, more confident, or gives them hope as they pursue a better future for their children, then we've accomplished exactly what we set out to do.